Hello and welcome to my live. I'm coming to you on Friday, the 15th of October at 12 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So, hello to everyone. I hope everyone is well. You probably noticed something different about me. That's okay. So, I'm resuming my Tuesday at 6 p.m. lives and continuing my Friday at 12 p.m. live. So that's what's going on. I'm going to resume the spiritual book reviews next week. So if you have any comments or anything you'd like me to renew, please let me know, and I'm happy to review them and let you know my thoughts on whatever topic that is. So it looks like I've got a few people watching. So hi Nicole, hi Danina, hello, hugs to you both. Hi Robert, hugs to everyone. Hello. And Gianna. So hi everyone. So I have some exciting news. I'm actually in Queensland at the moment. And this weekend, so Saturday the 16th and Sunday the 17th of October, I will actually be at Southport Community Centre at a Heal Yourself Expo. So it's my first time attending that expo, but it sounds quite good. The premise behind the Heal Yourself um, organisation is basically to educate and empower people. So I'm actually going to be giving a talk on Saturday at 1:30, I believe it is, so around lunchtime. So I'm giving a talk on how to trust your intuition and basically how to apply your intuition to everyday life and make positive decisions. So there will be sort of like health practitioners, naturopaths, that sort of thing. And the idea is not to spend money. It's not commercially focused, but the idea is to just go along, chat to people, find out what suits you, trust your intuition, and come to my talk to help with that, and basically and do that. So that's this Saturday and Sunday. So tomorrow and Sunday at the Southport Community Centre, and that's actually near the it's basically near the Australia Fair shopping centre. So there is parking. I believe it's sort of across the road. I can't remember the name of the road, but it's across the road, and there is parking there. So please come by, say hi. I'll be doing psychic readings in like 15 or 30-minute readings. So please come by, say hi. So I'll be introducing myself there. Also, oh, you're from the Gold Coast, are you, Natalie? Beautiful. Okay, so yeah, please let me know where you're watching from as well. I believe Nicole, you're from Canada. Danina from Sydney. I hope you are, Danina. Robert from Sydney as well. So I do know some of you that are watching. But so I'm going to be in Queensland until the end of the year. So I've got another market. I've got another festival coming up in November. It's called the Boho Lux Market. So that's in a beautiful old heritage building, and which the name I forgot. I believe it's called the Old Museum or the Old something. So that's a different kind of festival, and that festival's talking about sort of there's clothing, there's wedding side to it, and then there's the psychic spiritual side of it. So that's quite interesting. So this weekend at the Southport Community Centre, you book and have a reading with me, and then November you'll be able to do that. And for the rest of the year, I'm also available for readings in St Lucia, which is a suburb in Brisbane. So that's what I'll be able to do November, December. And then in January, I'll be in Bangalore near Byron Bay for the Starlight Festival, and I give presentations there, and I'm always flat out. I'm always really busy there. So it's an amazing festival for me, and I just love the audience and the people I meet. They're all really interesting. And basically that's my intention for being in Brisbane for the next couple of months, is really just sort of see how I go here, because I have such an amazing reception the more north I go, which is unusual because I'm actually from Melbourne. So Melbourne's fine too. Melbourne's I do well in Melbourne as well, but Brisbane and sort of northern New South Wales, I seem to have amazing connections with people. So yeah, that's sort of my news. That's basically what I'm doing. So if you would like your chance of having a reading today, please like my Facebook post. So you're either following from Facebook my group Rhonda's Readings and Rocks, or my Facebook page Rhonda's Readings by Rhonda Kelly. So please like the video and please share the video, and I can tell if you've shared it. So that's if you'd like to ask me a psychic question, so I can do a mini snapshot reading with you. Or if you're watching from YouTube land, my YouTube channel is Rhonda's Readings. Please subscribe or tell me that you've subscribed, because obviously you can only subscribe once. And please like the video as well. And you can click the notification bell if you'd like to be notified when I go live again and when I release future videos. So if you can do all those things, that would be great. And then I can hopefully answer any questions for you. So it looks like I've got quite a lot of people watching. It's unusual because I usually am a lot busier on a Tuesday night. People prefer evening time slots, but Friday afternoon suits me. So I'm here. So that's what I'm doing. I also want to announce on the 30th of November, so it's only 2 weeks away, I'm hosting a Halloween trivia night for the Australian Spiritual Alliance. So that's an alliance I've been associated with basically all year, and I'm the executive secretary, and this is fundraising for the academy. And we've actually got over $500 worth of prizes for the trivia night. So there is an entry fee. It's $27 for non-members of the ASA, and I believe it's $18 for members. And so you can look on spiritual.org.au to look at becoming a member if you're interested, or just coming for the trivia night. It is a dress-up night, so you'll see me dressed up. I'm not sure what yet, but something scary. So, or if you don't like my new hair color and you find that scary, maybe I don't need to dress up. But I'll be doing that. I'll be dressing up. There will be a prize going to obviously the most correct answers for the trivia, because it is a trivia night. But don't be too frightened, because it's questions that are spiritual. And if you're watching this, then you're obviously spiritually inclined, so you probably know a lot of the answers. Also, questions that are a bit spooky. So the idea is to educate you and make you think a bit broadly about spirituality and what that means to you. So there's a couple of aims of the night. So obviously to raise money, but to have fun and to educate you. So there's a prize for the most correct answers. There's also a prize for the most entertaining answers. So I've got some bonus questions at the end of each round, and there's a common theme. I'll just tell you that much. And the most creative or most entertaining answers will also win a prize. And it might be that prize is awarded after the trivia night, because I'll have to have a look and read through them and actually feel what feels the most entertaining or the most creative answer. So prize for the most creative answer, prize for the most correct answers, but there's also a prize going for the best costume. So you could come to the trivia and don't be scared of not knowing any answers or not answering any questions correctly. If you're dressed amazingly or something just that looks great, then obviously we need to see you to be able to see that. Then there's a prize awarded for that as well. So over $500 worth of prizes. So I hope to see you there. It should be a lot of fun. You'll see if you look on the Facebook event, ASA, so capital ASA, Halloween trivia, that's where you'll find a Facebook event. So please share that as well, and bring friends and all the rest of it. Okay, so I'll look at doing some questions, some psychic questions, and I have brought some oracle cards as well. I don't always read cards, but I felt inclined to read cards today. So hi Nicole, hi Danina, hi Robert, hi Gianna. So Gianna said, hi, I have not been well, having some tests. Do you feel I will be okay, Rhonda? I'm drawn to 3, Gianna. I feel like in 3 weeks' time we'll have answers, like the answers to the tests. I am seeing a change in your routine. I feel like you're going to have to do something as a result, but I do feel like it will be okay. My wrists, my hands are really aching. It almost feels like it feels like that's an energetic thing, Gianna, of what you're going to have to do that feels exhausting. So I feel like you're not going to like the change in routine, but it's going to be necessary to make common sense to have that, is what I'm picking up. All right, so yeah, please share and like if you'd like a chance of having a reading. All right, so Ruby has asked, does R really like me, or is he playing with me? Okay, I'm going to pick a card with that one. Okay, attract success, Scarlet. So yes, I feel like he does like you. There's a bit of immaturity about R, though. I feel that you could achieve what you wanted, but I'm feeling like he doesn't either want the same thing or doesn't understand what you want. So I'm seeing you having a conversation about that, is what I'm feeling. But I feel like there are genuine feelings there. All right, thanks. Hi, Leanne. Hi. So I said hi to these other people. So Nicole, Danina, and Robert. I'll put your pictures up, just to be fair. Okay. All right. So that was Ruby, who I just read. All right. So Natalie. Hi, Natalie. So you're from the Gold Coast. So please come by, say hello this weekend at the Southport Community Centre. And thank you for the comment. It looks like I got a text, someone saying I look like a sailor because I've got like a sailor's top. So I hadn't actually thought of that, but that's what it means to you. That's fine. I'll take that off so you can see. So it's just, I guess it's kind of like sailorish, the sail, but yeah, yes, but no. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Hi, Patricia. So you're watching from the US. Welcome. Oh, beautiful dog you've got there. Is that a Ridgeback? Rhodesian Ridgeback? I don't know. It looks like my friend's dog Cooper. Hi, watching from Melbourne. Thank you. I believe also with StreamYard, so Facebook keeps changing their permissions. I believe with StreamYard, you do actually have to give permission give permission for StreamYard to show your name. So you're just coming up as Facebook user. So I don't know who you are, but you can write in the comments who you are. Basically. Hi, Heartsleeve Joe. You've been following me for a while. Yeah, Natalie, that'll be lovely. So I'm giving a talk at, I believe it's 1:30 on Saturday, so tomorrow. And that's about trusting your intuition and a bit about psychic development and sort of an introduction. So if for those of you who don't know, I actually teach psychic development and mediumship. I have been teaching for years. I do offer classes, but I generally have more interest from people wanting one-on-one training. So it's a bit of but then that does change. Then lots of people request classes. So it's a lot sort of, yeah, I tend to work intuitively with what people want. But Natalie, on Saturday at 1:30, you'll get an opportunity to see how I teach and whether that resonates with you. Thank you so much, Heartslave Joe. And yeah, please subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Okay, so another Facebook study says, I love my audience too much. Love my friend. I don't know who you are. I feel like I know you, but I don't know. Okay, so we've got a question from Natalie. Will my daughter be okay with a relationship? Yeah, I feel she will. It feels like they're not listening to each other. Not by that I mean really listening. Like it almost feels like they're so carried away with. I'm just sorry. Bear with me. I'm just going to close my Facebook because I'm getting bells from notifications. Yeah. So and I feel like, and Spirit often does that to me, Natalie. So when I get a text or a interruption, that sort of resonates with what's going on in the relationship. So I'm just feeling like the relationship, it's kind of like bogged down in a day-to-day with interruptions, and they're not really focusing on each other, not really listening to each other. So I feel like it actually feels like they need to sort of stop and step away together, not separately, but they need to go away somewhere in the country where there's no internet, no phones, no nothing, and actually just, even no TV, but just spend time together and cook together. And there's something practical about both of them. I feel like they like to do things together, but they're so busy doing their separate things. So I'm feeling just like a change in pace, and just being somewhere quiet and with no interruptions is going to really help. And even make a point of doing that, once every 6 weeks or something. But I do feel it will be okay as long as they do that and actually listen to each other. So thank you for that, Natalie. Yes, everybody loves Rhonda, not Raymond. And surprisingly, it wasn't Robert who said I look like a sailor. So yeah, just because it's something that Robert would say to me, but no, he didn't. It was someone else. So thank you to that person. I won't name you. I won't name and shame. All right. So Heartslave Joe, how are Jackson's feelings towards me currently? I haven't heard back from him yet since we talked to each other. Okay, I am feeling with Jackson there's a bit of hesitation or confusion. There's something. I'm happy that you talked, but I do feel like I do feel like what you've said either didn't make sense to him or wasn't expected to him by him. and I'm just feeling like he's getting. I'm just seeing Jackson getting his head around what you've said, and I do feel like you're going to have another discussion, and he's going to talk more. So I feel like it's sort of too early to answer your questions, because he's really he's really sort of thinking about what you've said. So that's actually really positive, Joe. For a man, or anyone in a relationship or potential relationship where you've had a heart to heart and they've gone away and really are really thinking about what you've said because it's different from what they expect. I think that I actually do feel positive about Jackson. I just feel give him time, because I feel like he's quite decent. So that's beautiful. So in case you don't know who I am, in case you've just joined me, I'm Rhonda Kelly, international clairvoyant and psychic medium. I'm doing a show at 12 p.m. Fridays and 6 p.m. Tuesdays, and I do answer psychic questions. I do snapshot questions. So if you would like more detail about something, or you would, so basically I just give you sort of a few minute readings, as long as you've liked and shared my channel and all the rest of it. I only do snapshot readings. So if you'd like a more in-depth reading, I do have a COVID special. I know that we're starting to come out of lockdown and all that, but I feel I'll just keep that special for the rest of the year. So if you look on my website, just with the ticket going across, rondasreadings.com, you'll be able to see that you can purchase a in-depth reading. So you can do that for 15 minutes or 30 minutes. 15 minutes is usually enough. If you've got 2 or 3 questions and you want to sort of go into that, that's fine. If you have got sort of a list of questions, then you can book half an hour or 45 minutes or an hour reading. So that's it. And look on the shop on my website, and I do have email readings and things like that as well. So I'll have something that suits you, even flower readings or photo readings. And I do work intuitively as well. So for Natalie buyers, if you're coming this weekend, you'll see that I have a bit of a script, but I like it to be interactive. So if anyone in the audience wants to learn how to read a photo or a coffee cup or something like that, I'll talk about some tools and how to do that. In what I can cover in a 45-minute talk. That's it. Okay. So thank you, Facebook user, and thank you, Gianna, for liking and sharing. All right. Okay. So hi, Nev. All right. So I'm up to Nev now. So, all right. So Nev has asked, hello, how does Aman feel about me currently? We broke up 8 months ago. Thank you so much. Okay. Aman's feeling is very complicated. He's very analytical, and so he overthinks is basically what I'm trying to say. So in his feelings about you, he's overthought about it, and he's thought about it again and thought about it again. I still feel like he thinks about you. I know you've just told me it's 8 months ago, but I'm feeling that those feelings or those thoughts change. I don't feel any resentment, but I feel more curiosity, sort of wondering what you're doing or how you're going. I'm also feeling like he's got a bit of pride now. So Aman is not going to approach you, I feel. But I'm also not seeing you approach him. I feel like he's going to approach you through a friend, but the friend will either, like, I feel like a friend is either going to play matchmaker or something and arrange for you both to be in the same place at the same time, is what I'm feeling. And I'm smelling like I don't know, it smells like prunes or something. Like I'm smelling like a dried fruit smell sort of thing. Like I feel like you'll both be at a function where there's platters with maybe cheese and dried fruit. Like I'm smelling dried fruits. So I do see you conversing in person after a while. So, and I feel like it'll be pleasant. I'm just feeling like he's curious about you, but he's got to drop the ego a bit. So that's what I'm feeling. I feel like he's more curious about you just than just the average person is what I'm picking up. So I hope I haven't confused you, Nav. That Aman's energy is quite intellectual, and so it's not sort of black and white of, he feels this or he feels that. I feel like he's feeling quite a lot and thinking quite a lot. Oh, Robert, beautiful. So, Samantha, you're watching from Leichhardt in Sydney. Thank you for that. Okay, I'm just scrolling back up. So every time someone posts, my screen sort of scrolls up. Okay, so it was Samantha who, yes, from Leichhardt. Hi, Samantha. Is a love relationship coming soon for me, please? Okay, I'm just told new year, new beginnings. So I'm feeling the energy changing around your romantic interest is changing at the start of the year. There's something I'm feeling like something about. I feel like if friends were to come over and ask you what you would want, if you could have the perfect partner, what would you want? I'm feeling like you sort of contradict yourself. I'm just feeling like be actually clear about what you want. Even write a list. I want a partner who does this. I don't want this, I want this. So if you look at you don't wants and don't wants, I feel like there's contradictions in there. So I feel like be very clear about what you want in manifesting and setting that intention. So don't overcomplicate things. And for someone to come into your life, Samantha, is going to have their life experience, their way of doing things and all the rest of it. And just there's kind of fun in being spontaneous and just going with that rather than wanting them to do things a certain way. So I'm just, yeah, it's not like a micromanaging energy I'm feeling about you, Samantha, but it's sort of like don't overcomplicate things is what I'm feeling. But I am told new year, new beginnings. And I'm feeling like things will be easier financially towards the end of the year. So there's something, I'm not getting clarity about money coming towards you, but I'm feeling like there's a bit more of a balance, Samantha, with money coming in and money going out. So whatever, and there's discussions around that now, Samantha. So whatever is going on financially with you, I feel like, or if you're having dreams that are making you feel unsettled and feeling like, oh, I need to do something, or I don't have to think about this, then you actually do have to think about it because you're going to be financially better off by planning on making those changes, is what I'm feeling, Samantha. Yeah, so I do feel really positive. Just sort of be very clear about what you think and what you feel and what you put out there, because be careful, you'll get what you ask for. So thank you for that. Oh, thank you, Robert. You love my new hairstyle. Thank you. Thank you. My new hair color. This was just a sheer act of boredom, looking in a shop thinking, yeah, I'll dye my hair today. So I haven't been a brunette in, oh my God, about 10 years, I think. So quite a while. But I don't seem to have mucked it up or dyed my face or anything like that. So no disasters. It didn't turn orange or anything. Thanks, Robert. All right. So I've read. I've read you, haven't I, Patricia? Because I only do one live. Let me just go up because I only do one question per person. No, you're from the US. You've told me from the US. No, I don't believe I read you. I think I just put up because I recognise your dog. No, I haven't read you. Sorry, Patricia. I just put it up to say hi from the US. Okay, so liked and shared. All right. Okay, someone is just. I'll just interrupt. How do I connect on trivia night as a reader? I'm not actually looking for readers for the trivia night. I'm just looking for people being in the audience. If you do want to help me on the night, I'm receptive to talking about that. But I don't want. So in the trivia night, I won't be doing psychic readings. Unless I'm particularly drawn to do it. It's because I will have questions to ask, and it's a format of, like, imagine going to a pub trivia where you ask questions. It's basically like that, but we'll be in a virtual room. So the idea of having it as a virtual event is because I didn't know what was going on with COVID, and also to connect people from overseas, because obviously overseas they celebrate Halloween a lot more. So just to not exclude anyone, if anyone would like to come from Australia, you're more than welcome. If anyone would like to come from Europe or US or Canada, you're more than welcome as well. All right, so now I'll get back to you, Patricia. All right, so I'm sorry to hear that you had to let your fur baby cross the Rainbow Bridge. You miss her terribly and wonder if she's watching us and with her sister Brooklyn. Yeah, absolutely, Patricia. I feel that she had really sore mouth and gums. I feel like she couldn't swallow because my gums are just like my mouth feels really dry, and I can almost taste blood. Like I feel like I've been chewing my gum or something. So, um, I feel that it's not in terms of her physicality and her pain and discomfort. It's okay that she's crossed the bridge. So whatever happened, and I feel like that happened like quickly leading up to her death. It's almost I'm not getting a sense of her feeling unwell for a long time, because I feel like she was really happy with you. But I feel like just before she died, she was just it was uncomfortable, or she just was ready to go. So that's what I'm picking up. Yeah, absolutely watching over you. Her sister, there's something funny with the sister. I'm getting a sense of her favorite cushion or something being moved, or she goes to move it, like she literally sort of Ness goes to sit down and the cushions move slightly. I feel like I feel like your fur baby who's crossed the rainbow bridge is playing tricks on her sister. Like there's something like both girls, I feel, just sort of had their place and connected when they wanted to, but spent time away, or sort of one would sleep, one would do things like that. They were sort of independent yet close, comfortable enough and close with each other. I'm just feeling like there's a bit of playfulness from when they were much younger. So that's really nice. So I feel like when the cushion is moving, and when Brooklyn is wanting to do something, but she goes to sit down and sort of, seems a bit confused about things. That's a sister playing practical joke on her, I feel. But yeah, definitely watching over you, but also actually in the room with you and moves around with you is what I'm feeling. And I'm smelling paint. I don't know who's painting. Um, I'm not feeling it's you, but I'm just feeling like there's a smell of paint that would have really bothered her if she's still around. So yeah, I don't know what that means to you, but yeah, if you can let me know if when I get messages from Spirit, I just tell you what I get, and so it often doesn't make sense to me. I'm just a messenger, but if it makes sense to you, please validate or confirm what that means for you. Thank you. All right, so I've read Samantha. I did jump around a bit. Oh, okay, thanks. Because I asked if she was a Ridgeback. She's a double boxer, and she's the only one you have left. Yeah, beautiful. Okay. Yeah, really striking. She's got really striking eyes, Patricia. Like really alert eyes. So I'm happy that you have a good relationship, because I feel if you didn't, she'd just look at you very judgmental. You'd look at her eyes and tell exactly what she's meaning. Yeah, but thanks for answering that question, Patricia. Hi. Oh, okay. Yeah, Lenny, so it is you again. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely, Lenny. So I'm not looking for any readers. I literally, because that's not the purpose of the night. The purpose is to have a fun trivia and dress up and be a bit silly and learn a bit as well. So that's the purpose of the trivia night. But if you wanted to help me, I might. I'll let me have a think about it. Basically. Oh, is there no commenting option on YouTube? All right, thank you so much for that, Lenny. I'll have to then address that. Okay. All right. So, okay, I'm just going to do a post. So, if you're looking for the Facebook event, it's the ASA Halloween Trivia. That's the name of the event. So, if you just search in Facebook, I'm just typing that now. If you search in Facebook, that's what you'll be able to find the event under. I've also got a link to it in the comments below this. So, on my Facebook post with this video, and also in my YouTube comments, you'll be able to see that there. Hi, Alison. Thank you for liking and sharing. Please, only if truly sure, an estimated time frame on this White House blue railing or gate. Things heading up here where I'm living, maybe a suburb, something. What my thought? Whatever comes through, deep appreciation. Okay, so that's quite a complicated and loaded question to cover in a few minutes. Okay, I'm not sure on a time frame, because I'm feeling like that's it's just feels like it's subject to more variables, like there's a few things going on. I'm drawn to a male who's a bit stocky. I won't say fatter, but he's sort of quite heavy set. I'm feeling like he's a bit. It feels like he's the rate limiting step. So it's kind of like it almost feels like you've got him to coordinate something, and people are going through him. I'm just feeling like things could be done a bit easier in people coming directly to you, because I just feel like there's a delay in information getting back to you. So that's what that is. And you could put that intention out there to, just have information, more quickly, and for that to flow easier is what I'm feeling. I do actually see a movement. Like I'm feeling like it has to be resolved, but I'm not feeling until the end of October. I'm just feeling the next couple of weeks it's going to be kind of a bit of trying to make sense of it, or trying to get information and trying to get the information flow a bit easier. So I do see that's sort of going to change a bit, is what I'm getting, Alison. So I hope that made sense. It was a bit, there's a lot, it's a lot going on. It's not as simple as just getting a time frame, because I feel like it's dependent on this man in particular. All right, thank you. Thanks for that. So in relation to your reading, I understand probably how I feel about towards him. So thank you for that. Okay. Yeah, so that's basically what it is. It's the ASA Halloween trivia. If you search for that event on Facebook, you'll be able to find out more about that. And then there is a link to be able to book that event as well. Alrighty. Oh, thank you so much, Renee. You like my brown hair. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I haven't been a brunette in about 10 years. So it's been a while. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you. Yeah, and I love seeing, oh, you've done a list. Okay. So Samantha, I'm still picking up that there's something, or there's more than one thing that contradicts in that list. If it's not a contradiction of what you want and don't want, then it's kind of like what there's still a contradiction of what you think or what you really feel compared to what you've written. I'm still just that's what I'm getting. I just keep getting told contradiction, and I'm seeing the list and I'm seeing like crossing it out, and like things next to each other, crossing out one and ticking the other. So yeah, so you've already done the list, so I picked up on that, but I'm make sure you're true to yourself in that list is what I'm feeling. All right, thanks for that. So okay, so I'm still. Hi, Dawn. How are you? I always love a compliment. It's normally Robert who calls me gorgeous, but I'll take a compliment from you, Dawn. Thank you. All right. Okay. So let me go back up. Thank you so much for liking and sharing, Renee. So yeah, obviously, if you'd like your chance of having a snapshot reading, you do need to like and share the Facebook post or subscribe to the YouTube channel. Okay, so I've just lost my place because every time someone comments it goes up. So bear with me while I just. Does anyone have any questions? By the way, if you haven't, let me know where you're watching from. Please type that in. Let me know. Also, if anyone has any questions just about spirituality or becoming psychic or psychic development or mediumship or anything spiritually related, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Okay, I am getting not a big sense. I do get a feeling of the people in the room, and I do feel that people in this room are quite intelligent. Like I'm feeling quite clear-headed. So there's a lot of, I feel like there's either an intellectual group of people or people who love learning. So you don't have to be, have a degree to be intelligent, but people who love learning, love reading. That's the sort of energy I'm feeling in the room. So if anyone can verify that for me, tell me that you're intelligent. I'll hopefully spell intelligent correctly. Okay, let me have a look. All right, so I've got a Facebook user. Again, with StreamYard now, you need to give StreamYard permission to show your name, so be able to have your name displayed. So you're obviously female Facebook user because you've and thank you for the compliment. You've asked if you're going to get pregnant. Oh, we're going to. So you might not be female. Can you see if we're going to get pregnant anytime soon? Let me check. Okay, I'm going to pick out. Okay, first of all, my sense of smell is going wild, so that's quite a positive thing in terms of what you experienced during pregnancy. Okay, I got attractive relationship. So I'm feeling, and that's obviously with your current, like not the relationship with your current partner, but that can be a love relationship in terms of a new child. I do feel like you need to be kind to yourself. That's a very general thing to say, but I'm feeling like what I'm. So you can either look at the pictures with clairvoyance, or you can read the message. So there's different ways of basically looking at the oracle cards. But the first thing I saw when I picked up was love. But there's something about love and acceptance in like loving yourself and trusting each other, rather than say I don't want that to happen. I don't like put the reverse out. So say I'm looking forward to this happening. I'm looking forward to having the baby in my arms. Like I've actually imagined that. So that's what I'm picking. I'm actually drawn to like January, February, early March. I'm drawn to that sort of. I'm seeing a calendar, and that's what I'm seeing. But I'm feeling like you're changing the attitude, or you're turning the situation around. I feel like you're in the process of doing that now. So keep doing that process. And I don't know whether you're doing a journal, or it feels like, you know, the Louise Hay book, You Can Heal Your Life. I'm not seeing a book as thick as that, but I'm seeing kind of like a journal thing, like something that you're writing, you know, today I feel, and then you're writing it out. So whatever you've started doing like that, I feel like finish that. And I feel like that's going to help in making sure the mindset is changed about that. So thank you for that, Facebook user. So if you could let me know your name, or you don't have to let me know your name, let me know where you're watching from, and give StreamYard permission to be able to share your name. Okay, hi Nicole. So Nicole has said, I started 3 months ago channeling angel messages. Beautiful. Oh, I just got goosebumps with that. That's beautiful. I'd love to know where I'm going with that, please. Okay, I'm really drawn to sound. There's something beautiful in. I'm feeling. I'm feeling that you're receptive to hearing messages. And by channeling, that can mean all sorts of different things. I'm feeling like you are very psychic and intuitive, Nicole, and that's why you like coming to these lives. So it's not just to get a free reading. It's, I feel like you like being in the energy of the people, the like-minded people, basically. So, and it's interesting, you know, that you started 3 months ago. I actually feel that before that you were getting messages. So it's only that you sort of, it's almost like that you're sort of acknowledging. I'm feeling a bit hiccupy with tuning into your energy. So that's telling me that the energy around that is changing. And I feel like I can see you sort of starting to go to more spiritual events, or like being in the same room as like-minded spiritual people. I'm seeing you doing that. And I also feel I need to tell you, Nicole, that with some of those people, you're going to start talking to them, they're going to be yawning. So please don't take offense of that, because yawning is a shifting of energy. And I feel like they're picking up the spiritual growth in you with all of the messages that you're getting. And it might even be that you yawn yourself, or you like do something and you feel so refreshed, so empowered, but then you yawn and you think, oh, that's weird. Why am I yawning? But I feel more refreshed. So don't be afraid of your energy changing in just the way you're sort of feeling about things. And if you feel a certain way, but then do something odd or unexpected, that's okay, because things are changing. So yeah, you're definitely hearing messages. I'm picking up clarity around family, and clarity around health and longevity. There's something, Nicole, about you that is, and I mean, looking at your photo, you don't look old at all. And I mean no disrespect by this, but I'm picking up that there's kind of you have a fear, Nicole, of becoming frail when you're older. Something that there's a fear of frailty. So I feel like that energy around that is changing, because that's kind of like past life stuff, and it's other people's stuff in this life. So it's not going to be your journey. So I'm feeling like the angel messages you're hearing. So be very clear about what you're hearing, regardless of what you see or what you feel. I feel like the clarity is in your healing because it's so clear. But also, this channeling of angel messages is keeping you young, is what I'm feeling. So you don't need to know where you're going with that, but I'm just feeling that it's keeping you young, and it's keeping you. It's really connecting your heart, your body, mind, and soul is what I'm feeling. So I hope that makes sense to you, Nicole. I hope that's answered your question, but that's just what I'm getting. So I feel like that's actually the question you should be asking if it wasn't your question. Yes, you are that mystery Facebook user, and I think that's Lenny D. Okay, Leanne, and so right, Rhonda might be able to tell who's leaving messages. All right, thank you. Okay, so Renee, thank you for the hair compliment. Renee would like to know if I see any changes for her with relationships, been single a long time. Yeah, I am seeing a change. I feel I feel that what you want now is quite different from what you wanted before. I'm drawn to 3 to 4 years ago. I don't know whether your last relationship was that long, or it's kind of a feeling of disappointment of having been let down 3 to 4 years ago. And I feel that it's almost like I feel like from then to now, you almost went for the same person or the same type of person, and then you're disappointed and surprised that you're disappointed. So definitely shake it up a bit. Look at what you want, and don't look in the same way. I'm feeling like just expand where you're looking and what you want. Like, don't repeat the same story. Just start afresh is what I'm getting. Start afresh. All right, thank you for that. So it's Leanne. Hi, Leanne. How are you? All right. Okay. So I believe you were asking about who's leaving the messages. Yeah, who's leaving the messages? I'm getting a female. Okay. With this female, my eyes are going ballistic, like I'm seeing changes of color and all the rest of it. So that either means it definitely means that the woman who's leaving the messages is someone who sees the world differently. She sees herself as the most important person in the world. And I actually feel like her eyes are asymmetrical or something like that. And it's a very sort of general thing to say, but this actually happened to me recently, but someone who had just one eye, like eyes that were different, turned out to be quite sort of selfish and in saying misinformation about me. So you've got to be careful of this woman. She'll say whatever narrative she puts on a story to gain an opportunity from you. So that's what I'm feeling, because I'm whoever this woman is, Leanne, I'm getting an image of a woman who just did that to me a few months ago. So you've got to be careful of someone who it just feels like their intention towards you, Leanne, is not great, and they're either spreading misinformation about you or giving you misinformation, and the objective is to have an opportunity from you, is what I feel. So whether that's 5 minutes of attention, or like getting like a financial advantage or something like. So I don't actually like this woman's energy who's leaving the messages. But I'm also feeling like spirit is protecting you, Leanne, and you haven't seen all the messages. So I feel like there's been attempts previously to send you messages, but you've not actually seen them. So and that's interesting. And spirit does look after you. Like I've had, since this happened to me a few months ago, I've had other opportunities that have just fallen into my lap. I haven't tried it, but just I guess as you sort of, well, people hear of him, there's more opportunities. So that's what I'm feeling for you. So I'm seeing a lot of parallels with my situation to yours, I feel like your opportunities are coming your way, so that it's going to sort of put less importance on this woman and her messages. That's what I'm feeling. So I don't like the intention behind the messages, but I feel like you're just going to ignore it because other things are coming up. You don't need to depend on this person or whatever this is, but there's a feeling that she wants you to depend on her or dependence on her. So I hope that makes sense, Leanne. I tried to explain in the context of my example, but something I feel like this woman there's something wrong with the eyes, and you'll recognize that is what I'm feeling, Leanne. Thank you for that. Okay, all right. So, in case you don't know who I am, I'm Rhonda Kelly, clairvoyant and psychic medium. I do snapshot readings just here. If you want to connect with me for a more in-depth reading, have a look at my website, rhondasreadings.com, and you can place an order. And it looks like I've actually just with my email notifications, I've just had two orders while I've been doing the live. So you can book in a reading, and I do have reduced prices during COVID. I'm going to keep them for the rest of the year. And if you are based in Queensland, I will be at the Gold Coast this weekend at the Southport Community Centre doing psychic readings and giving a talk tomorrow on Saturday at 1:30. So it's called the Heal Yourself Expo, and the focus is health and education and empowerment, trusting your intuition. So if that's your intention, come by and say hello, have a reading with me, or come and listen to my talk. All right. Okay. So now I'll go on to Adam. Adam has said, how does this girl, Raina, feel about me? Is she still attracted to me? Does she want a relationship with me? What are her real feelings towards me? Okay. So it's just one question with a snapshot reading, Adam. Overall, I feel positive about Raina. I'm feeling like she's not as confident as she appears. I do feel like she knows what she wants. I'm just feeling, I don't feel like she's playing games with you. I feel like her intentions are okay, but I'm feeling there's kind of a bit of naiveness about her reading signals. So I feel like if you've done something indirectly, Adam, or like I just feel like be direct with her. So actually say, I feel we have a connection. I'd like to explore that further. Would you like to, sort of do that rather than just say, let's go out. I just feel be a bit clear to confirm that with her. But I do feel positive about her, and I do see the potential for a relationship. I'm just seeing my throat's just burning up. I just feel like speak and say it, and then put it out there. And if it's well received, great. And if it's not, like I feel like you'll get an answer then, kind of thing. All right, thank you for that. So I believe we've got Lenny, and we've got Lenny, and we've got someone else. So Leanne, I've already answered. I don't know what that is. Is that if that's a question to Leanne, or I'm not sure. Yeah, so I think we've got 3 Facebook users. But Leanne, I have answered your question I saw earlier. So also on the 30th of October, hosting the ASA Halloween Trivia. So over $500 worth of prizes. Feel free to come. No stress about answering complicated questions, because they're not complicated. They're designed just to teach you about being psychic and Halloween and a few different things. So think of spirituality in a broad sense. And there are prizes awarded for creative answers in the bonus rounds, most correct answers, and best Halloween costume. So obviously it's virtual, so you only need to do the costume like from the waist up. So you can wear a hat or something like that, but just best costume for that. Okay. Oh, so this is Patricia talking about her dog. So she had lung cancer and she had a dry cough and quit eating at the time. She was sore from coughing. Yeah, okay. And she's always taking a sister's blanket. Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much for that confirmation, Patricia. I saw, I felt something soft and I thought it was a pillow, but okay, so it is the blanket. Yeah, so that's just her being a playful energy to her sister, and she's just more doing that as a healing. She's not doing that to be nasty. She's just doing that to be healing for her sister because she knows her sister misses her. And she's also doing it to heal you in that you'll look at that, Patricia, and laugh. So it's a beautiful, caring energy. But yeah, definitely, I definitely felt like I tasted blood in my mouth, like it was, and not, that wasn't bothering her until the very end. She wants to make that clear that there were other things going on, but it was more just tasting the blood in the mouth that she thought, no, it's time to go. But yeah, just, and also there's really thank you and sending a lot of love for everything you did. You're a great mum. All right, thank you, Patricia. Okay, so I believe, so my screen has jumped, and I know that some people have posted their question more than once. So let me just take a moment. So if you haven't let me know where you're watching from, please let me know. So thank you, Renee. Okay, yeah. So please let me know where you're watching from. I know people have already, but there's a few that haven't. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Dawn. You're always gorgeous inside and out. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Lenny. You call me beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all your compliments. Can you see my head getting bigger? It was quite funny on PTV. One of our readers used to have a, like, we each have our profile picture, and for me, just the simplest is best. I find people just resonate with that. But we used to have one guy who did kind of like the expansion of mind, and I saw the picture and I got what he was doing, but I just found it hilarious. Every time I saw it, I thought that looks so funny because it does, like, not everyone's going to get that. So it looked a bit sort of silly, almost like I've got a big head, but he wasn't. He was a lovely guy. But I thought that was funny. I just thought of that. Okay, so I believe I'm. Okay, so I do have a spiritual question also. Oh, thank you so much, Tinker. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so Renee's got a spiritual question. I have a spiritual question. Can you have the same spiritual experiences in your waking state if you're only prone to having spiritual experiences at night when asleep? Yes, you can. So that's a great question. So basically, if you think of us being wide awake now, our subconscious mind is active. We're less receptive to spiritual messages. I've read books on spirituality where the suggestion is that if you don't meditate, or if you meditate and you think of food and other things, or you don't put too much pressure on yourself in meditating, but they've recommended having a minute of the day just for stillness and quietening the mind, no interruptions, but just being your subconscious mind, and that's to help us with our connection to spirit. So that's sort of a recommendation. But if you don't do that, then the time that you switch off is when you go to bed. So that's when you're more receptive to receiving messages. So often, and that's why I interpret dreams, because they're fascinating. So, if you think of, so when we dream, we actually, our cerebral blood flow is actually more than when we're awake. So although you're asleep, sleep is hugely restorative to our body. And I was a sleep scientist for 20 years. So it's basically, you when you're in deep sleep, you digest food, you have hormonal changes, kids grow, the growth hormones released, you see babies twitching, that's when they're growing, they're developing their nervous system. So sleep is such an important part for our bodies to regenerate and restore and do all that. And then when you don't sleep, and particularly when you don't dream, you have digestive issues, you can die of septic shock. There's a lot going on, and particularly if they've done mammalian studies where they've deprived cats of sleep and then selectively deprive them of REM, so when they're dreaming, and they go more psychotic when they don't dream. So dreaming is so important for us. So basically, what I'm getting to, Renee, is when we dream, we have spiritual communication. But also when we're falling asleep and just before we wake up, I believe that's when we're the most receptive. So that's when it naturally happens. So just bear in mind how you receive the information. So do you see people? Do you hear people? Do you see words? Do you get numbers? Do you see colors? Do you feel how just so when you wake up, when you know that you've had spiritual experiences, just take note of how you're receiving them and you will see patterns. So that's what I do when I teach psychic development. I get people to keep a journal and keep patterns of how they receive information. And from that, you'll be able to work out your most dominant clairs. So you might get really clear imagery. So that's clairvoyance. You might hear people talking. You might be having conversations with your loved ones in spirit or with your guides. And that means clairaudience. So if they're happening just naturally when you're asleep and you're not aware of it, they're clairs that you naturally have. So when you then, in your waking state, to practice your psychic development, just for your own confidence and for your own ease in getting that information, if you're getting lots of visions, then clairvoyance is a strong clair in you. So you can then use that to your advantage in, having exercises that practice clairvoyance. So you can literally meditate to see what you see. You can use things like oracle cards where you actually get images. So the idea of oracle cards, so a good psychic should be able to do a reading, tuning into your energy, whether it's phone in front of a camera, video, just like seeing you or hearing you, they'll be able to tune in. But to be able to do that sort of starting out, like tuning into yourself or tuning in for someone else, you need to use tools. For example, if clairvoyance is the thing that is your most common or strongest clair, then you use that, you find tools that will help with that. So that's, for example, like oracle cards, so where you see imagery. So you might look at that and get, you might see insects or you might get more information. So whatever's going to help that information flow, or it might be looking at a crystal ball, or it might be looking at number cards, or might be whatever that is. So you use that to be able to work out what suits you. So once you've got a bit of confidence in doing that, then that's how you'll be able to start practicing. So initially, no, the spiritual experiences won't be the same, because it's like any tool. Psychic gifts are a tool that you need to practice. So I hope that answers your question, Renee. So yeah, basically you can have the same spiritual experiences, but you've got to work at it. But find out your strengths and then play to that. Thanks, Renee. So that was a little deviation, but I love any questions like that because I'm more than happy to answer them. And obviously, I'm by no means expert. I'm not an expert. I've never died. I can't tell you 100% what happens. I can only tell you what works for me. And basically, when you do your psychic readings, you interpret the messages in the way that you interpret it. And I've worked out a system with my guides where I don't read for people that have a bad intention. I basically ask them to stop the information if it's sort of it's not aligning with my ethics. But I also get images of people in my life. So I did that example with the eyes. I get images of people in my own life that basically confirm the character or the intention or that sort of thing. I also get I get I get messages in lots of different ways, but I've learned to sort of calibrate it for myself and make sense for me. So that's what you need to do. So if you go to a teacher who says, okay, if you see an elephant, that means this. If you see this, that means that, and there's no other way, then you shouldn't be going to that teacher. Or if you go to a teacher who teaches you that their way is the only way, or if you get a certificate from them, then you don't need to learn anything else, then that's wrong. You should always be open-minded. You should always be receptive to learning. And I've taught people who have said they've wanted, or I've felt that they've wanted more practice with other people, and I've then suggested Florence King's classes in Campbelltown in Sydney, because that's basically how I started. And Florence, the main thing Florence taught me is confidence. Or she didn't really teach me. It was more just learning and having fun learning. So there's a lot to sort of know about your psychic and spiritual journey, but it has to be your journey. You've got to make it unique to yourself. And, if you feel that a teacher helps with that, that's great. And if not, then you need to move on. But, there's certainly, I'm quite nervous about the terminology used by certain readers, to you can't really call yourself a master teacher or a master, because it's, although you might have done, and if anyone claims to sort of be a certain thing, ask to see their qualification or ask where they studied. You feel free to have that, buyer beware, and ask that. But in terms of learning, for example, Reiki, I mean, I've only done one course in Reiki, and I use Reiki for pets, but I don't advertise that I do it because I found it interesting and it aligned with me, but I'm not drawn to do more of it. So I don't tell people that I do Reiki, although I do. But you've sort of got a certain level of qualifications, and some people are amazing. There's people that have, and even things like hypnotists. It might be that you've done an online course in hypnotherapy, or it might be that you've done it for 10 years. So you've got to be careful about what people claim to do and what their experiences are. So really trust your intuition about that and ask questions, particularly if you're going to spend a lot of money in doing something, or being taught by someone who says they're a master. That's kind of a bit, for something academic, that's purely academic, that's fine. Call yourself a doctor, a master, whatever. But for something that's very intuitive, you've got a certain qualification, but they also need to work intuitively. So you kind of got to be a bit careful, I feel, in the teacher that you choose for psychic development. And certainly if you're just beginning, literally just go to one class and see how you feel. Don't commit to, don't purchase like 10 classes or something like that. Just go to one and see how you feel. So I hope that makes sense, just because there's quite a lot of people teaching and there's quite a lot of people out there, but really go with what feels right. You've got to trust your intuition. Okay. Oh, thank you, Renee. So loved your insights for that. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. So luckily you've asked a sleep scientist. Yeah. Okay. All right. So it's over an hour, so I might just go through my. So Adam, I've already answered your question. Okay, bear with me. So Renee, I believe I answered you. So yeah, Alison, I've answered you as well. Just heard my name at the end, last signal storm. Oh, okay, right. All right, thank you so much, Alison. Appreciate it. Oh, thank you. I think I've shared that, so I think I've scrolled up. All right, so now we'll get to Tinker. Will I find my own place by the end of October or November? I'm drawn to November, actually. I feel like you've got something in mind, but I'm feeling not disappointment. It's just kind of like it's not really expected, or I'm feeling it's not necessarily the one you've got in mind now, but I'm feeling like the next one will be better, is what I'm feeling. Thanks, Renee, watching from Melbourne. So that's, I believe, Lenny saying hello to Tinker. Okay. Oh, Jill from Chicago. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Oh, okay. So thanks, Renee. So you've confirmed. I think I said it was 3 to 4 years ago. Okay. So I'll just I'll answer maybe 3 more. So I'll answer 3 more. So Naveed, okay. So there used to be a girl who always used to stare at me in class a long time ago, and we would have eye contact. Is she interested in me, and what are her true feelings towards me now? I don't. It feels like it's fleeting. I'm not feeling a strong connection there, Naveed. I feel like she was interested in you at the time, but I feel like that's past. So I'm not feeling a strong connection there, actually. I actually feel like she's dating someone else. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so thank you, Renee. Really appreciate that. All right, so Facebook user. Don't know who you are, but I trust that you've shared and liked. All right, will I pass my physiology course? I'm currently, I guess, studying now. Sort of struggling, and I'm worried, and I really need to pass it. I do feel that you'll pass it. I do feel like it will be a bit tricky. Yeah, and I'm getting. I did My last one was a grad dip, and that was more intense than I thought, but I got past that, and I feel like you will as well. I just feel like you've got to stick with it, is what I'm picking up. Thank you for that. Okay. So if I've touched on anything and you do want to have a more in-depth reading, please look at my website, rhondasreadings.com, because I do have a COVID special on my readings. And I've had a couple of bookings while I've been doing my live, so that's awesome. So I can do that, and I'll contact you as soon as I get that order about working out a time and all the rest of it. And for those of you who would like to come to my trivia night that I'm hosting, that's on the 30th of October for Halloween. It's a dress up. It's a bit of fun. It's fundraising, so it's for the Australian Spiritual Alliance. So it's a bit of fun, and you will get there's over $500 worth of prizes. So you will get awarded prizes for best costume and most entertaining answers to the bonus questions, and most correct answers overall. So even if you really suck at trivia, please consider it, because it will be a bit of fun, and you'll get some. Oh, it's Haley. Yeah, Haley from California. Hi. Yeah, so I believe that I believe it's I don't know that. Yeah, I'd say it's Facebook have changed their settings now with StreamYard. So what you have to do now is actually, yeah. Hi Haley, hugs. So I believe what you have to do now is give Facebook permission to display your name. So there is, I think, a link you need, but let me sort that out for next one. I'll have a look at what you need to do, and I'll post a link to that in the comment of the Facebook of what you need to do with that. Okay. Okay, so I believe I've answered everything. Okay, so someone has just said, meditation is so important, isn't it? I saw spirit over me at night, but would love to see them during the day. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Okay. So Alison said, Rhonda, you spoke about naivety to signals. I'm afraid I could be like that. However, in relationships, it is usually because one party is after sex and I'm after love. Not sure if it happens in other areas of my life. Thoughts. Okay. What you can do is only attract. So there is a tool you can use. You imagine the palm of your hand facing it, like in front of you, like that. Just imagine anyone with the intention of just wanting sex, and have them facing away from you, and just blow them away. So you can energetically blow away people with any intention, but also say to yourself, I welcome a loving relationship, someone who's going to love me and be in love with me. So you can change that dynamics just to just to receive what you manifest and put out there. So you can do that, and with signs and synchronicities, I've done. If you look at my YouTube channel, Rhonda's Readings, I have got a vlog about that, of what signs and synchronicities are, and cloud formations or insects or numbers or whatever that is. So that's one thing to notice them, but it's another thing to understand it. And to do that, you've got to develop a bit of a dialogue with your spirit guides. So, a good teacher will teach you tools to be psychic, but a great teacher will really give you confidence to connect with your guides. So, for example, my guides now they just show me a big red tick, or a big green tick, or a red cross. So that's for me a yes or a no. Or I'll feel goosebumps, or I'll feel warm and fuzzy if it's a yes, and if it's a no, I'll feel sick. So they just show me that. So I talk to myself a lot and ask my guides. I'll say, does this mean this is going to happen? And sometimes they laugh at me, like, because the question seems important at the time, but then after I laugh, I think, oh yeah, that's not important to us. That so it's good. My guides keep my ego in check. So nothing like someone laughing at you when you've asked a question. So that's basically what you do. Sort of work out calibrate the signs and synchronicities and signals and what they mean to you, and whether that's a yes or a no. And literally, it's usually just a first thought. So if you're looking at a guy, Alison, and you think, oh, he looks like a bit of a heartbreaker, he's good looking, then it's probably going to be a heartbreaker. Or if you look at him and think, oh, he loves himself, or he seems a bit arrogant, then probably going to be that. Or even if they've got a bad temper, like sometimes I'll look at a person, I'll just feel really hot and angry just for a second, and I think, well, where's that come from? It hasn't come from me, but it's someone that I've looked at, and it's amazing when it happens, because it can be men and women, and I look at them and I think they seem really well spoken and well presented, but I sense that they've really got a bad temper. So just kind of work intuitively like that, and also be careful about what you put out there. So don't say, I'm sick of attracting only men that want sex, or whatever that is, but change that to, I look forward to meeting a man who's going to love and appreciate me, and it's going to be mutual. We're both going to share that love together. So really be careful about the intention that you put out there, is what I'm feeling. But thank you for that, Alison. And it looks like, okay, so thank you. Yeah, so Hayley, let me figure that out, and I think it's literally just a link that you click on and give Facebook permission to display your name with StreamYard. So I'll sort that out. Alrighty, and I just realised it's my lunchtime, so I have to figure out what to have for lunch. But thank you so much for everyone that's connected with me today, and thank you so much for watching. So if you're in Queensland, please come by to Southport Community Centre this weekend and say hello, and I will be doing psychic readings, and I will also be doing a presentation at 1:30 tomorrow. So thank you so much, everyone. And my screen's just frozen, so that's awesome. Alrighty, so take care, everyone. Thank you. Bye.